Okay, guys, so this is number 4 on the test 3 study guide. We're given this graph right here, and it wants us to answer these questions. So we have a graph that looks like a parabola turned upside down, and the first question is n, which is our exponent. Is it even or odd? So remember that if your exponent is even, that means that your endpoints are going in the same direction. If your n is odd, your endpoints are going in opposite directions, whether it be going up and down or down and up. So here we can see that our y endpoints are both going in the same direction, so that means that our n is even. Okay, so is k less than 0 or is k greater than 0? So when your n is even, this is kind of easy to answer. If your k or if your y endpoints are facing downwards, then your k is less than 0. If they are facing upwards, then your k is going to be greater than 0. So here they're both facing downwards, so our k is less than 0. And is this function symmetric with respect to the x-axis, the y-axis, the origin, or none of these? So remember that we think of symmetry as kind of like where you can fold your graph so that your graph kind of like lines up with each other. So if we folded it down the y-axis right here, then our graphs would line up. So here our function is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay, and then it wants us to state the range using interval notation. So remember that range is all of our y values and our domain is our x values. So our range will go from the lowest y value that we get to. And remember that these arrows mean that you are going all the way to negative infinity and you are not stopping. So the lowest y value that we hit is negative infinity. And remember that we use parentheses with infinities always. And what is the y value that is our highest y value? So that would be right here. We do not go past this point, but our graph also hits that point. So we go all the way up to 0, and we do touch it, so we are going to use a bracket, and that's going to be our range.